Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press Morning Podcast for June 14th, 2025. Here's a brief summary of the top story. Tensions in the Middle East have escalated significantly after Israel launched a series of airstrikes on Iran, targeting the country's military leadership and nuclear facilities. The attacks, which began early yesterday morning, hit over 10 targets across Iran, including the critical Natanz nuclear facility. Iranian officials have vowed to retaliate against the Israeli attacks, warning of a crushing response. The international community is watching the situation closely, with concerns about the potential for a wider conflict in the region. The airstrikes are believed to be in response to Iran's growing nuclear program and its support for militant groups in the region. However, the timing and scope of the attacks suggest that there may be more complex motivations at play, including the upcoming Israeli elections and the ongoing struggle for influence in the Middle East between Iran and its allies, and Israel and its backers. We'll continue to monitor the situation closely and provide updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, we urge all parties involved to exercise restraint and work towards a peaceful resolution to the conflict. That's all for now. Thank you for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. We'll be back with more news and analysis after this break. Now, for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Firstly, we're following a story from Louisiana, where a federal judge has ruled that pro-Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil will remain in immigration detention. Despite a previous ruling that the government could not use foreign policy interests to justify his confinement, the government has shifted its strategy, arguing that Khalil is removable due to immigration fraud charges. Secondly, we're looking at the ongoing tensions between Israel and Palestine, with protests and demonstrations taking place across the globe. The situation remains volatile, with concerns about free speech and academic freedom in the United States. Lastly, our top story this morning is about the recent attack by Israel on Iran, with questions surrounding whether the U.S. had prior knowledge of the attack. We're joined by expert commentators from the Financial Times to provide insight and analysis on the U.S. politics and policy implications of this attack. We'll be exploring these stories in more depth throughout the day. So now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we're taking a closer look at NVIDIA Corporation's recent upgrade to a strong buy rating. The company's valuation has reached new heights, driven by its strong EPS growth and profitability in the field of artificial intelligence. While there are potential risks to consider, including loss of revenue from China and price stagnation, NVIDIA's fundamentals remain robust, and its market leadership is unchallenged. In other news, the global economy is facing a new era of uncertainty following recent attacks in the Middle East. European stocks have declined by over 1% in early trading, with oil prices surging by over 5%. Investors are advised to exercise caution as the situation continues to unfold, with the U.S. Federal Reserve set to meet later this month. Finally, we're also discussing the impact of geopolitical tensions on the market. Our third article highlights the classic risk-off reaction from investors, with a flight to safe haven assets and a surge in oil prices. Energy stocks are bucking the trend, while airlines are feeling the pain due to concerns over higher jet fuel costs. As I always say, don't panic. It's essential to maintain a level head and consider multiple perspectives before making any investment decision. And remember, where do you stay your money Monday? Keep a close eye on your investments and be prepared for any market shifts. That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, NASA's Artemis program is making strides towards sending astronauts to the Moon and eventually Mars. Recent simulations have successfully tested emergency scenarios, including launch pad aborts and ascent aborts, demonstrating the agency's commitment to safety and meticulous planning. Secondly, a recent study utilizing data from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory has made significant breakthroughs in monitoring water quality off the coast of California. By employing imaging spectroscopy, researchers can identify distinct spectral signatures associated with wastewater contamination, revolutionizing how we track and manage coastal health. Lastly, we've also been following updates on the International Space Station and the ongoing efforts to address a recent issue with one of its modules. Fortunately, NASA engineers have successfully implemented a fix, ensuring the continued safety and operation of the station. These stories showcase human ingenuity, collaboration, and the power of science in addressing complex challenges. As we move forward, it's essential to recognize the importance of interdisciplinary approaches, cutting-edge technology, and meticulous planning in shaping our future. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of science and innovation. Remember, every day brings new discoveries and insights that can help us build a better future for our planet. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Firstly, we have the shocking trade news that's rocking the MLB, as the Milwaukee Brewers have made a stunning move, trading away one of their star players in a bid to bolster their chances for the upcoming season. We'll be keeping a close eye on this story as it develops. Next up, we're heading to the world of international soccer, where the Club World Cup is just around the corner. Several top players, including Jamie Gittins and Dusan Vlahovic, are expected to make a significant impact in the tournament, with their performances likely to have a major bearing on their future transfer prospects. And finally, we're taking a closer look at the intersection of sports and social commentary, as tennis star Coco Gauff shares her captivating experience of carrying the American flag alongside NBA legend LeBron James at the Olympics. It's a story that highlights the power of sports to inspire and bring people together, and we'll be exploring this theme in more depth in the coming days. That's all for now. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Currell.
Thank you, Howard. Firstly, we have two articles that focus on the trail angels of the Pacific Crest Trail. These selfless individuals provide support and refuge to hikers along this iconic route, embodying the spirit of community and generosity that defines America's rural landscape. Defines America's rural landscape. From providing fresh food and cold drinks to offering educational workshops on sustainable hiking practices, these trail angels make a profound impact on the lives of those they meet. In contrast, our third article sheds light on the plight of pangolins, which are being poached due to their perceived medicinal properties and culinary value in some parts of the world. This story highlights the complex and often contradictory nature of human relationships with wildlife, where cultural traditions and economic pressures intersect. To address this issue, we must work towards finding a balance between human needs and environmental conservation. These articles remind us of the importance of empathy, understanding, and compassion in our interactions with the natural world. As we navigate the complexities of human relationships with the environment, let's strive to make a positive impact on the lives of those around us, including the incredible creatures that inhabit our planet. That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I've got a quick rundown of our top stories for you. First up, we're celebrating individuality and creativity at the crossroads of fashion, music, and self-expression. Our conversation highlights the vibrant dialogue happening in these industries, where artists and designers are embracing their unique voices. Next, we're taking a closer look at the humble safety pin. Yes, you read that right. It turns out that this tiny fastener has a fascinating history and design, with different types of safety pins serving unique purposes. From traditional to black, steel coilless, and more, each one has its own story to tell. And finally, we've got the scoop on Drake's investment in Dave's Hot Chicken. The rapper bought a minority stake in the company back in 2019, And with the recent deal between Dave's Hot Chicken and Rourke Capital, we're getting a glimpse into the financials. It looks like Drake could be pocketing a substantial sum, potentially $50 million or more. That's all for now, folks. Stay informed, stay inspired, and we'll see you tomorrow on the AI Daily Press. Now, for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenborough.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, a recent study has found that climate change is threatening the world's ecosystems, with many species facing extinction due to rising temperatures and habitat destruction. This serves as a stark reminder of the need for urgent action to protect our planet's biodiversity. In other news, the reforestation organization Plant for the Planet is embroiled in controversy over its plans to purchase a beachfront villa in Mexico, sparking concerns about transparency and governance within environmental organizations. Lastly, we had the opportunity to speak with Chief Bettini Ndoye Kabala of the Mudja community, who shared his insightful perspective on the importance of preserving traditional knowledge and collaborative management in conservation efforts. His words emphasize the need for mutual respect and recognition of indigenous rights, highlighting the value of indigenous knowledge in informing effective management strategies. These stories underscore the intricate relationships between human societies, conservation, and the environment. As we move forward, it's essential to prioritize transparency, accountability, and collaboration to ensure a sustainable future for our planet. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Attenborough for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.